So how's your guys' day going so far?
Pretty good. How's yours?
Going great.
Pretty good, not too bad. I'm from like New Jersey, like Philadelphia area. So we have the
Cool.
Phillies game tonight, so that's a big one.
Our
Sick.
mom's from New Jersey. Very
Oh,
cool.
really? Like north or like south or
Do
central? I
you
know some people.
do you know Cranford, New Jersey?
No.
It's like a small town. I honestly don't even know what part of New Jersey it is, but I should.
Oh,
Should.
yeah. Yeah, I'm like 10 minutes from like Philadelphia, so
Oh, cool.
yeah. All
Well, it's
right.
nice to meet you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys for agreeing to do this. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about your songs.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
likewise.
Yeah. So I guess the first thing would be like how'd you guys all meet each other and become a band?
So we met in like elementary school. So we like grew up like 5 minutes away from each other. So we've known each other our whole lives pretty much. And then we started playing like in Zach and Ari's basement in middle school, and then have just been in bands ever since, and started Clubhouse in college, and yeah, and just decided like that we wanted to take it more seriously, and then we moved out here, and here we are.
So when did you guys like realize like you made that transition from like, hey, we're a group of friends who were like a band, but like we could like take this to the next level?
I think like we always wanted to like make, music that we like actually enjoyed listening to, and at first like we didn't even know what releasing a song was even like, and we sort of started trying that in college, and I think a lot of it had to do with just like the reception of those initial songs from our not only our close friends, but like a lot of the college town, and like just our peers in general seemed to like be into it, and that just made us even more excited to pursue it. And I think if that like support wasn't there, it might have been more difficult, but it felt like so natural to just keep going.
Did you guys all go to the same college together as well?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh, okay, nice, nice.
Yeah.
We went to Ohio University in Southeast Ohio, so it was really like their support, and then the support of OSU, which is like in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, really helped us get off our feet.
Did you guys do a lot of house shows around there, like play like college bars and stuff?
Yeah, it was a lot of college bars. I don't know if we ever did a full house. I guess we did my house show because my little brother's high school graduation party. So I guess we technically have done some
That
house shows.
counts. That counts.
Normally, yeah, it was just like college bars and then just like venues around Columbus and stuff. And we like got lucky and like were able to like open for some like bigger acts too at some of the bigger venues around Columbus, which was really fun. And yeah, I think it kind of just like it was just like good experience to like be able to play live shows as much as we got to when we were in college. I think it set us up for the future really well.
Where'd you guys come up with the name Clubhouse?
The house that Zach and I grew up in, there was this like, barely a building, but technically a building attached to the back of our back deck, like separated from the house. But it was
Mhm.
like, 6 feet by 6 feet inside, like pretty small. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit,
Yeah,
but
that's a little exaggeration, but it is small.
pretty small.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, we were cramped out, but it was like to the point where like the only real thing my family ever had in there was like an office space for my mom. And when she stopped needing it, we basically took it over in our teenage years, and through high school and stuff, just hung out in there, played video games, just shot the shit. And when we were like looking for a band name, and just like spitballing some stuff back and forth to each other, the word Clubhouse came up, and it kind of felt like it embodied the youthfulness and the camaraderie and all of the stuff that we felt like went along with that little shack,
Yeah.
but in a way that like also tied in with the youthfulness and the camaraderie we want to build with our music as well.
Was that like always the name, or when you guys were like in middle school, you had a different name and then you kind of like switched it up?
Well,
Oh
originally,
yeah.
the first when
Oh
we
yeah.
first made music together, Max wasn't even willing to sing. He would just he played keys at the time, I think, and
Yeah.
then
Oh
eventually
man.
started playing guitar, and then started singing. And so, as part of that transition, and part of just being in bands with other people along the way, and different levels of taking it serious, we definitely had some other names that they're not as smooth as
I'll
Club.
say one. I'll say one of them.
Let's hear it.
So this I was grandfathered into this band,
All
but
right,
Zach and
cool. So you
Ari,
put the flame on us.
yeah, Zach and Ari started a band in middle school called Mirror Image because they're identical twins.
Oh wait, that's kind of cool though. That kind of sounds like DJs though a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a way to make it cool. It was pretty cringy at the time, I think.
Yeah.
No, I can see the album poster now. Like you guys like back to back, like looking
Oh
over your
yeah.
shoulder or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's pretty good though. I like Clubhouse though. I think
Thank
that's
you.
a good vibe.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I first found your guys' music back in 2020 through TikTok, and I think it's like really interesting because a lot of like music that I've like kind of like cultivated towards I've found through TikTok and like smaller artists, and then from there like I'll go on Spotify and then find other artists that I like through that. How do you guys think like TikTok has definitely impacted the way that we find new music and listen to music?
I think it's like, I think there's a lot of pros and cons with it because I think like there's never been a better platform for like the ability to get your music in front of as many people as possible. Like the way that the algorithm works is like can be like so amazing. However, I think there's like cons with it too, where it feels like maybe the music has become a little more disposable or something, or like forgetful. Like I feel like there's this insatiable hunger for new music. Like I feel like releasing, I don't know, I feel like as artists you have to like release so much more music than you used to have to, like at a constant rate. So that's been like something that we've like have been trying to navigate, and like one of our plans for next year, since we're going to be independent, is like just flooding the market and just like dropping as much music as possible next year. So we're like, our goal is like at least like 20 songs. So we'll see how that goes. But like I think we kind of have to, and you know, in order to just like cut through the noise, because I think there's just so many talented artists out there, you know, competing for people's attention. I think it's just like, I think it's something that we just kind of decided is like totally necessary.
It also like kind of makes it definitely makes it more of a visual argument. Like you have to have some amount of a visual to argue, hey, like listen to this, spend your time watching this video or whatever. And I think it like, you know, just kind of means that we, you know, that like musicians need to pivot and learn that like someone that can help them with visuals, whether it's them or someone else, like is a huge part of the team. And the ability to have that and be able to, you know, create high quality experiences that are both audio and video is like ideal. It's tough, but it's, you know, it's like,
yeah, like I feel like the ratio of what you needed to do as an artist used to be like 75-25, focus on the music and then like figure out the visuals, and then we'll, you know, like whatever. And then I feel like now it's like if not 50-50, I feel like it's almost started to skew in the other direction to where like the visuals maybe even play a more important role in some ways. Just crazy. It just makes, I mean, it makes sense the way that, you know, we consume media and stuff now. It's just something, yeah, it's something that we've had to learn and navigate through.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you guys like brought up the visuals because when I was on TikTok, like I found like your song Always Been You. And like the second I heard it, I was like, this song is like so good. I was like, I saved it immediately. Like I kept like going back to see when it get released. Like I thought it was so good. But like the visuals, you would post it to like movie stills of like I would see like the Before Sunrise trilogy and like the Spotless. I can never say the name of that movie right.
Oh, Eternal Sunshine and Spotless Mind.
Yes, exactly. That's the one. Did you guys like pull inspiration from like movies like that for the song, or was it just more like we didn't realize at the time, but these lyrics relate to this movie?
I'd say it's probably closer to the second thing you said, but I think like we're always drawing influence from just our favorite things that we're consuming. So I mean, like like those two movies are like two of my favorite movies of all time. So I think when I'm like writing love songs, I think I naturally like think of, you know, some of my favorite pieces of art that have inspired me.
I would also say that like,
yeah,
those movies in general, the way that they display love is in more of a raw, genuine, the little tiny details matter. Like, and I think that was what we had in mind when we were writing the lyrics to Always Been You. You know, we talk about like eating breakfast at noon and just like technically like random or like maybe uninteresting stuff to like somebody, but to you or, you know, when it's about the person that you really care about, all that little detail matters.
Yeah, and like one of my favorite parts of like Eternal Sunshine and Spotless Mind is like at the end where they you've seen the movie, right? I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
So like yeah, and they decide that like it's worth going through all the hard stuff and like breaking your heart, but it's worth to do it again if they had the opportunity to. Like I think that like sums up so much of what that song means to us. Cause I mean, me, Zach, and Ari kind of wrote it. We all three of us have been in pretty long-term relationships, and we kind of all collectively wrote it about our significant others. And and like naturally when you're in a multi-year relationship with someone, like you're going to experience highs and lows and like the good, bad, and the ugly. And I think we wanted to portray that. And I think, yeah, like those kind of movies sum those kind of feelings up too. Like I think the Before Sunrise trilogy as well. Like that movie is about like, yeah, like a real love. Like there's not even really like a soundtrack in that movie. It's just like dialogue. And I think that's so cool because like it really gets down to like the guts of like how these people connect. And it's just in such a real, raw way. And I don't know, I just love that. And I like strive to make art that feels like that. So hopefully people can feel that way when they listen to Always Been You.
Don't worry. Felt that way. You guys did a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel like I also like felt that way like in your single Ohio, like the writing in that one and then with Always Been You, I feel like it feels very different from your guys' like debut album and everything. Like when you were sitting down writing Ohio, did it feel like cathartic? Because it felt like a very personal track.
Yes, yeah. I mean, both of these songs also like kind of went through different iterations of like instrumentals and stuff, and I think what kept us going back to them was the true song and story, like no matter what instrumental is underneath it, you know what I mean? Like I think Always Been You had something like 30 versions or something like that. It was ridiculous, right? But I think we wanted to get it right because the lyrics were raw or more raw than ever, and we wanted to make sure that the instrumental like accompanied that and really like pushed that forward rather than like hiding it.
How would you guys say, like as I mentioned before, like the sound of these two singles feels like different, even like songwriting wise versus like your debut album? How would you guys say that your sound has like evolved since like 2021 when that first came out versus now?
That's a great question. I think we've grown as songwriters, and I think we just like all kind of collectively decided that we wanted to just be more honest and vulnerable in our lyricism. I think we hid behind a lot of metaphors and hid behind maybe some stuff in the previous EP, and I think we wanted to really like talk about what was just on our mind and how we've been feeling these last couple of years. Like Ohio is like, it's about home. It is a love letter to our hometown, but it's also about like the uncertainty of what we've been feeling, like moving across the country and being away from everyone. And like, is this going to pan out? Like, are we wasting our times? Like it was like more of an internal reflection of just like, yeah, just our life and just like where we see ourselves going in the future. And like, are we going to move back home and be with family eventually? Or like, what all that entails. And I think that's just a topic that we wouldn't have considered doing in our previous EP. I think we were just in a different state of mind and writing music for a bit of a different reason. And I think we just wanted to write about like what was like directly on our heart this time. So it came out with writing about Ohio and writing about our girlfriends and like life partners basically. So yeah, I think we're just like really proud that we were vulnerable in it. And like, I don't know, I can just like stand by these songs forever and just be like, okay, like I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve. And like, if people love it, they love it. And if they don't, then whatever, I love it. So that's just, yeah, it feels good.
So I saw you guys were teasing new music on TikTok and Instagram. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's just another one that we're really proud of in terms of our lyricism and just like the subject that we wrote it about. I think we wrote it about missing old friends. So that's about as much of a sneak peek as I can give you right now. But we're really excited about it. I think it's some of the work that I think we're most proud of. So
based on like what I've heard about like the two singles and then the one you're talking about, would you say like the kind of like theme for your, well, I would assume you guys are writing an album. I don't want to like suggest anything, but would you say it's like kind of like nostalgia in a way? Like that seems to be like a theme in it.
For sure. So nostalgia, and just general rawness. We've been through a lot of shit, everyone has, but we also have, and like I think, we wanted this bundle of songs to really open ourselves up vulnerably and then use the instrumentals to accompany that with sort of vulnerable, more live sound. And yeah, absolutely nostalgia is like part of that, I mean, as we get older, like nostalgia is just like more of our lives, in the best way. I think like there's just like a lot of good memories and a lot of, good things we love about back home, for instance, even though we're out here. And
yeah, it's like nostalgia and just like reflection. I think we've just been like the last couple of years, especially during the pandemic, like had a lot of time to reflect on things and think about things and just, yeah, where we came from. I think as we're reaching more into our adulthood too, I think we're just like, able to reflect back on things and how they've made us and who we are. And yeah, I don't know, it felt like the right time in our lives to write these kind of songs.
All right, and then my final question for you guys is, what would be one word you would use to describe Clubhouse's sound?
That's
one
tough.
Yeah. Asking the hard-hitting questions out
here. That is a strong word limit. Like that's about as limiting as you could be.
I can give you guys three words if that makes it easier. I'll push it a little bit.
I could probably try this one. Carpe diem.
Oh yeah. That was in my head too. Cool. I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, sure it was.
Yeah, I think it's about and then to have a little paragraph underneath carpe diem. Yeah, I think it's like, I think we want our music to feel like music that you can like live life to the fullest to, and like whether that's loving your partner the fullest, like living, I don't know, I mean just going after life, like guns a-blazing and just like going after what you want and going after your dreams, just absolutely every ounce of energy that you can while we're on this earth, because we don't really know how long we'll be on it for. So even the seemingly bad or tough moments, like and boring moments too. Like all of it. Yeah, just music for life, I guess. I don't know. Music to live life to.
Music for life. You need like
yeah, exactly.
If you guys want, you can use that for your next album title.
That's not a bad idea. We'll give you credit.
Perfect. Amazing. All right. It was really nice talking to you guys.
Likewise. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. Thanks for reaching out. This was great. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Take care.